When the ACT sort of heard about the listing and the sudden crash of the Bogong Moth as a species, we were really concerned around that because it was such an important species, both in and of itself, but also the cultural value that it provides to the Ngunnawal people. We are actually looking to learn more about its biology, its ecology around the threats and impacts that are occurring, but also we want to investigate and better understand the cultural heritage and values it has.
We've been doing this with Bogong Moth for a long time, and it's just been a few of us. Like, we knew every person, but we didn't know anybody from the government or anybody with the money. Suddenly getting everybody coming in and saying, we're interested, blah, blah, blah. It's like, wow, suddenly, we've got something which other people think is really interesting and fascinating, whereas we always thought this is an amazing animal and nobody seems to know. Now they know.
Until recently, there were 4 billion of them migrating every year, and people have learnt so much about them, but there was never the conservation focus. It wasn't until that major drought and those other issues that there was an estimated 99.5% collapse in the moths. They're such an amazing species, but there are so many knowledge gaps. There are so many actions we need to take, and there are so many ways that we need to help the Bogong Moth and its recovery.
It's really, I think, the first major test case for us to jump onto something that's really difficult in an invertebrate and try to get everybody on board, try to get everybody talking about it and supporting that invertebrate species to really nail it and provide an example for Australia, but also I think for the world.
The more we find out about the Bogong Moth and the fact that it can sense the Earth's magnetic field, it's able to use the stars as a compass for navigation. These are really remarkable abilities in a tiny creature with a brain that is only a fraction the volume of a grain of rice. I'm deeply worried about its future, and emotionally as well as scientifically, so that's why I'm here.
And one of them is the Bogong Moth because it's so sensitive to us. And we know it's so important to so many other mobs, so we're going to actually start.
Traditional owners want to know some of the information they've got, and then those scientists want to know some of the information we've got. We need to be sitting together. If we're going to be doing a project working collaborative with scientists and stuff like that and government agencies and that, we should be sitting together from the start as traditional owners.
The intention is to have a call to action, so exactly what that's going to be is going to be developed over the coming days, both here in the more science workshop and also in the cultural heritage workshop. The two together are going to come up with a range of potential actions that can be taken.
Oh, it's been a fantastic event, actually. It's the first Bogong Moth workshop that I know of, and I only had met a very small fraction of the people in this room beforehand, but what I've come away with is a feeling that I'm not alone in my worries about this iconic insect. It touches a lot of people across the entire community.
As long as the Bogong Moths come back, until hopefully this year, if they start coming back, then I'll be far more optimistic. If not, then if they don't come back this year, we're in deep shit. Yeah.
Thank you all so much. I want to give you all a clap.